Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome to the Maritime Square here this evening, Event Square in Falmouth, where we've got the Hot Chef Challenge happening for you tonight. What I'll do is I'll introduce the chefs in just a few moments' time and bring them out onto stage. But first of all, a little bit of housekeeping. What's going to exactly happen tonight? We've got two competition winners who have been chosen and been given £10 to go and buy some local produce. Now, they've been told to buy some fish and something else, which basically will go towards what the chefs are going to cook tonight.
What are you, green then, are you?
I'm green,
You're on the green team. Do you know who your chef is, yeah?
No, I don't know who the chef is
Okay,
yet.
we'll find that out later.
So, either one.
So we're going to go over to the produce stalls now.
Right, and have a look for something quirky. I think I might see if I think I'm going to go for that cheese.
You're going to go for the cheese, are you? Very nice, isn't it? Very good. Thank you very much. Right, let's head on back and meet the chefs, shall we?
So, ladies and gentlemen, can you please put your hands together and welcome onto the stage our two chefs for this evening. From the Cove, we've got Artie Williams. And from the Flying Fish restaurant at the St Michael's Hotel and Spa, we've got Nick Hodges. Well, first of all, Artie. Now, according to my maths, you're in the lead at the moment.
Yeah, I think I'm edging it at the moment, yep.
So what has been your key to this success?
I don't know, it's always been very, very tight, so there's never been a massive amount in it. We've always produced pretty good food, I think, for the time. So I think it's just a case of we've got to try and produce something really good again tonight.
Obviously, you work in a pressured environment inside a restaurant. How does that compare to being here?
Here is different because 20 minutes seems like about 5.5. And it goes a bit quicker here.
Okay, so what are you expecting from your contestants tonight? You know it's a fish dish.
Yeah, we know it's fish. I don't know what else is going to come in the bag, so I'll be thinking, well, what can I do with the main ingredient, which will obviously be the fish, and then some trimmings, sauces, whatever I can find to do with the rest of the stuff around that, really.
So what's the last 12 months actually, you know, taken away from tonight's challenge, what has the last 12 months had in store for the Cove?
Oh, it's been a busy year. We've had an extension on the front, which is looking fantastic, so we're very pleased with that. No, the season's been very good. Well supported locally again, thank everybody. And yeah, it's been fantastic.
Now, I would like your recipe as well for that cracked black pepper cheesecake.
Okay, well, we'll have to see what you can do on that one.
A shame you didn't bring any of that tonight. Now, Nick, first of all, let's talk about your restaurant. How have things been over the last 12 months for you?
Yeah, been really good. Been very, very busy. Been cooking some really nice food. Well-established team. Yeah, and it's been a lot of fun. That's the main thing.
What are you expecting from tonight's challenge?
I've given up trying to expect anything. We have no idea what we get. Hopefully we'll get some seafood tonight. So it's an open mind, you know. I have no idea.
Obviously, I said to Artie there about the pressure of working inside a restaurant, inside of a kitchen. What about the pressure of being in front of all of these people here tonight?
Yeah, it's a different type of pressure. You know, at the end of the day, when somebody's paying for a meal, that's its own pressure. But the fun tonight is we really don't know what we've got. So, you know, we just cross fingers that we get a good bag, and we'll do our best.
How good are you with fish?
I've been cooking it for 20 years, so if I'm no good now, I ought to give up, really.
And obviously, you're 3-2 down, according to my maths.
Yeah.
I was never the strongest for maths at school.
Not me.
Are you hoping to pull it level tonight?
Yeah, I mean, we have a mutual respect for each other. We always have done, but obviously we're here to win.
Okay, fighting talk there. Can you maintain your lead and, in fact, increase it tonight?
Well, I bloody hope so, yeah.
Fantastic, right. So, just to remind you of the rules this evening, we've had two contestants, which I'll introduce to you in a second. They have been and gone and bought £10 worth of food. Now, the chefs in front of them have a selection of veggies, which they can also use here this evening. As you can see, there's all sorts of peppers, oranges, limes, onions. bit of fennel, you name it. There's all sorts of ingredients down here for the chefs to use tonight. But it's what's actually in that bag which is going to make this a real challenge this evening. Remember, 20 minutes to prepare a meal. Okay, 20 minutes at home, bunging something in the oven, that sounds pretty easy. But when you're up here on a stage, producing something which has got to look good as well. Gents, before we introduce the contestants, it's all about the presentation as well, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, first and foremost, on a night like this, the presentation is key because obviously the visual is what people see, but you know, for us, we want it to taste good as well. But obviously, yeah, you know, the presentation is key. You know, Artie's always on the top drawer on that side of it. So, yeah, you know, that's what everyone's going to see on the screen.
Okay, now Artie, looking at your presentation last year, well, obviously with the cooking time of 20 minutes, the presentation really comes down to the last few seconds. When you put a meal out, how much time goes into putting your presentation together when you're at the restaurant?
The time running up to presentation, obviously in a restaurant you cook these dishes all the time, so you get into rhythms about when the timing comes together. But tonight, it's about being 5 minutes ahead in your own head, really, and just making sure you know what the final thing's going to look like before you start actually putting it on the plate.
Okay, so let's bring out the contestants for this evening. First of all, let me introduce to you Lynn Stevenson. Put your hands together, please, ladies and gentlemen. Now, Lynn, if we step forward here a second, tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name's Lynn Stevenson. I own a small garden centre with my husband in between Redruth and Camborne. Bit of PR there.
Time to get a shameless plug in. What's the garden centre?
Trevenson Moor Garden Centre.
So Trevenson Moor Garden Centre, there you go. You can go and either tease Lynn or ask for a share of her prize this evening. Why did you enter this competition?
One aspect, I'm working all weekend. I normally like to come down to this event, and I just decided I love food, I love cooking, I love reading about food, so here I am, exactly.
So you've had £10 to go and get your shopping. How tough was it to get ingredients?
Quite difficult because we had to buy one piece of fish, and fish is quite expensive, which left us with a little bit of money, and it was okay. £10 was fine.
So, which chef have you got this evening? Now, Lynn was actually a bit nervous this evening. So, ladies and gentlemen, can I ask you to please give her another round of applause to try and help ease those nerves this evening? And one of those age-old techniques when it comes to getting over those nerves is to imagine somebody naked. So she's actually going to imagine Nick naked this evening. It's a good job he's wearing a pinny. Right, let's bring out our other contestant this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Ross Shepherd. So, Ross, I feel short. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a local lad from St Ives, just on the north coast there. Work for a company called Aspects Holidays who are sponsoring this event. Us. So yeah, we do self-catering, holiday letting right through Cornwall, and yeah, that's me really. I'm 30 years old.
So, are you a cook?
I'm a closet chef. Yeah, in my own home, I do quite a lot of cooking. I do enjoy it. I eat quite a lot. My stature dictates that I do. So yeah, I tend to enjoy cooking quite a lot and tend to eat as much as I possibly can at any given moment.
What's your signature dish?
Signature dish is probably it's always seafood. I'm a real seafood fiend. Stir fries, love anything. Yeah, particularly like lots of fresh veg and seafood. Can't go wrong.
Can you do me a favour? Can you just crouch down a little bit? I am feeling very short here this evening. So obviously you're going to be helping out Artie this evening. How easy do you think he's going to find the stuff that you've got?
Well, he's a top guy, so I'm sure he won't have a problem. But Personally, I would struggle with it. It should be all right. I think it'll be fine. There's a bit of a range there to get its teeth into. So, yeah, it'll be all right. It's quite rich.
Obviously, you're here tonight. You've seen all sorts of programmes on the television. You ever fancy giving it a go properly to become a chef?
Hell no. No, I've got ultimate respect for these guys. I'm not organised enough to run a kitchen, personally. So yeah, I'd love to, but I don't think I've got it in me to actually do it. I cook for myself and for family, but on that kind of scale, I don't think I could do it. I honestly don't.
Now, you've got 20 minutes, so you're going to be obviously helping out. What sort of things are you confident in doing, and what sort of things are you not confident in doing?
Oh, God. I can chop. I can,
Good start.
I can just prep stuff up for you, mate. You know.
Right, no problem.
No, I can do these things. I'm very relatively competent at most things. The more ornate things, I don't tend to bother with particularly. The kind of fancy bits and pieces. So you might want to take over from that department. But yeah, I'll see what I can do. I'm willing to give anything a crack.
No worries, no worries.
So, right. Lynn, are you much of a chef?
I enjoy cooking for friends and family. My husband says I spend too much time in the kitchen, but I do enjoy it.
Now, you actually had a round of applause when you mentioned the garden centre. Is your husband sat out there by any chance? Which one's your husband? Right, your husband's over there. I tell you what, I'm just going to run off the stage quickly. So, Lynn's husband. What's your name, sir?
Chris.
Chris. Is she much of a chef?
She's fabulous. I've never had a meal yet that I've not enjoyed.
Are you just saying that so you don't end up sleeping on the sofa tonight?
No, honestly, she loves her
Taking
food.
after
She
you,
spends a lot of time in the kitchen. She's very adventurous, always reading cookbooks, watching the programmes on television. And her food is absolutely fabulous.
Yeah,
Do you
bang it
ever
on, back round the
partake in
front.
any cooking?
I am the absolute opposite. I can basically do beans on toast, and that's about it.
Fantastic. Well, I tell you what, you're going to be rooting up there for it. Have you got your card?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, now we've got somebody over on this side. Is he any good in the kitchen, do you think?
Well, he's good in the kitchen at work. He's the only guy I know that can actually microwave bacon. So, and it turns out quite good. So, and he does eat an awful lot, as you can tell by his stature. So, but I think you'll do well today. So, he likes his food.
He's not one of these people that can eat and eat and eat and eat and not put on any weight. And
Well, you tell me. He is definitely one of them people, 100%.
well, we definitely don't like him already. Thank you very much for that. Okay, ladies and gents, obviously, as you can see down here on the front, you've got the green, which is representing Nick this evening, and red, which is representing Artie. Just to get a little bit of gauge of opinion, you've got cards on your table in front of you. If you can just hold up your cards to represent which chef you think's going to win. So, if you think Nick's going to win, hold up the green for me. Come on, there's got to be more. There's a few over here. Okay, and who thinks Artie's going to win? So, I don't know. I would say that's pretty even. Pretty even. I think it's time to actually take a look inside those bags and explore what exactly you've got. Now, inside the fridge here, everything's been locked away, so the chefs haven't been able to see anything. So, Rosalind, would you like to get your bags out for me? And if you can keep them sealed until I come to you, and then we can actually prepare the chef.
Here's the fun bit.
Right, Nick, I'm going to start with you. So let's go and have a delve in this bag. First of all, Lynn, how easy... You had £10. When it comes to cooking a meal at home, do you have a budget, or do you just...
I have a budget if I'm just cooking for family, but if friends come round, the budget goes out the window. So, I'm afraid.
So what sort of stuff have you gone for this evening? Let's talk me through what's in your bag.
Okay, my quirky item was some blue cheese.
Blue cheese, yeah.
Yeah, quite nice.
Rightio.
That's a local cheese.
Interesting start.
Nick, you're looking a little nervous.
It can't be worse than last year.
That's true. Right, what else have we got?
I decided to go halfy-halfy on the fish.
Right.
So we've got some scallops and a piece of haddock.
Fantastic. Yeah.
So, your initial thoughts. What do you think you can do with that?
Well, the fish is fantastic. Scallops, yeah, and I think it's a piece of ling, which is really nice. We actually have it on our menu at work at the moment. Scallops, well, they're fantastic. Blue cheese, not a classic with fish, but we'll do something. But yeah, that's 10 times better than I had last year, so yeah.
What I'm going to do is I'll leave you thinking about it, perhaps putting your heads together. We'll discover what Artie's got, and I'll come back to you and see if I can find out exactly what you're going to be cooking.
Absolutely.
All right, Artie, you're looking a bit more confident than Nick is.
Well, I don't know how that is.
Right.
I got a Dorothy Perkins bag for starters.
Now, Ross, obviously, you've brought the shopping in a Dorothy Perkins bag. Is there anything else you want to tell us?
I was given the bag, I swear. I had no part in the purchasing of anything from Dorothy Perkins. I hold my hands up.
So you've not been buying women's clothing?
No comment.
So you're definitely not the next Betty Stoggs. Right, okay. What have we got in the bag then?
Okay, here we go. You ready, Artie?
Yep, go for it.
Okay, the fish side. We have, in here, if I can open the box, we have bit of red mullet, bit of red mullet, bit of smoked salmon.
Yeah, no worries.
So, yeah, I like that combination. I like the colour of the fish, particularly the red mullet. It really stood out of our selection that we were given. Really caught my imagination. Yeah, so smoked salmon is quite a versatile thing, and it's just so lovely. I mean, you can't go too far wrong with it. Then we have some smoked ghost cheese, which is highly recommended by the vendor, and also some what's this, mild mellow creamy other smoked cheese, which I had some money left over, if I'm honest. So I just bought that because I had to get something.
Out of your £10 budget, how much do you have left?
7 pence.
Lovely. Okay. What do you think?
Yeah, same. Perfect for the fish and the smoked salmon. We're going to have to work the cheese in somewhere, but we should better do something now, I would have thought, no problem.
Okay,
we'll go for it.
I shall come back to you in a second to find out what exactly you're going to be cooking. I'll tell you what, I'm just going to pinch this a second. The smell of that is absolutely amazing.
It's beautiful.
That is absolutely amazing. So, Nick.
Yep.
What are you going to cook?
That's what I mean, yeah.
I'm going to pan fry and roast the ling. The ling is very much like a piece of meat, so you can cook it like chicken. It takes a lot of cooking. I think I'm going to use all the ingredients. We'll make a sauce with leeks and fennel and shallots with the blue cheese. And then we'll sear the scallops at the last minute. Put it on a bed of autumn greens, which we've got some kale. Yeah, so got an idea, which is a lot more than I had last year.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that's the idea. Let's see if Nick can deliver this evening. Artie, what are you thinking?
Well, I'm thinking, sort of working on the Ross's theme of the fish and the vegetables. We might do something there with the mullet. We're just going to lightly marinate up, I think, the smoked salmon just to enhance the flavour a little bit. And as for the cheese, it's a bit of a tricky one. We can probably dress the fish up a bit stronger in flavours, and maybe we might roast a bit of tomato or something and just put a little bit of cheese, smoked cheese fondue in there, something like that. Some vegetable dips.
Now, talking about the items you've got here, what sort of things have you got on your menu at the moment?
Oh, on the menu at the moment, I've got all kinds of stuff. We've got some haddock with lobster at the moment, with a lobster thermidor. I've got some plaice on the menu at work at the moment. We always have scallops, and that dish changes regularly with the seasons. So as for As for smoked fish, we haven't got any on currently, but you know we always have it on specials and in between different menus. So yeah, but it's a good box. We can do something with that, no problem.
Okay. Now, Nick, tell us about your menu at the moment. What sort of things you've got on? You say you've got some of the ingredients that are already here tonight.
Yeah, well, I've actually got roasted ling with some pancetta and some fennel on at the moment. Scallops are pretty much always on our menu because they're straight out of the harbour. Very much now going from the salad leaves into the curly kales and into the autumn months. Yeah, so still fresh because the weather's still warm, and then as the autumn changes, we'll take it through to winter, and the sauces will get heavier, sort of more comfort food in the restaurant.
How much of your produce do you source locally?
Myself and Artie are both always in agreement on this. We're sort of proud in the sense that probably 95% of what we buy literally is in realistically a 30-mile radius. You know, anything that we don't buy is more because the customer demands it, like, you know, pineapples and fruit salad and stuff like that. But, you know, the fish, the meats, you know, part of our reputation's built on this. So we're very serious about it, yeah.
Excellent. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think to those options so far? We've also got some very good items to come forward. Don't forget, we're still selling those raffle tickets this evening. Just to recap on those prizes which are available tonight. There's a meal for two at the Cove Restaurant. There's a meal for two at St Michael's. There's a bottle of champagne from St Austell Brewery, and also a Cornish food hamper. So don't forget, if you do want those raffle tickets, they're specifically for this evening. And there's people wandering around the marquee selling those tickets tonight, or they are available from the reception down towards the back, and somebody's waving down there at the moment with them. So if you do want to get those raffle tickets to be in a chance to win, then those are the prizes which are available tonight. Just to let you know about the prizes which these guys could win tonight, there's a dinner for 4 at the winning chef's restaurant, plus a bottle of champagne. And I've seen the bottle of champagne, and it's almost the same size as... No, it's not that big. But it's a big bottle of champagne. You'll see that one in a bit. And the loser walks away tonight with a bottle of champagne also. So, it's almost time to start cooking this evening. Are you going to brief Lynn on what she needs to do?
Yeah, we'll have a quick chat outside the microphone, just to brief her what the ingredients...
As we go, mate.
So I've got a pretty good idea now. So, yeah, Lynn will be busy to keep me moving on the stove. So, yeah, you know, looking forward to it.
Now, Lynn, how are you feeling about being involved on this now?
It's fine, it's fine.
It's fantastic. I know these guys. I've been to their restaurants, and I follow the menus on the internet. So I'm looking forward to being involved.
Excellent. Well, lovely job. Thank you very much for that. How are you feeling now?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty fixed up, ready to go. We'll see what we can fancy up a little bit as we go along, depending on time, really. So we want to get the basics done first, and if we've got time for a bit of frills after that, then we should be doing that too.
And how much have you been briefed what you're doing yet?
Not yet. We're just going to do as we go along. I think Artie's got it in hand. Seems like a confident chap. Let's do it.
Okay, right. Well, in a few moments' time, we'll start a countdown to get these guys going this evening. But first of all, just tell us, obviously you're sponsoring this event tonight as part of your company. Tell us a little bit more about you.
About me or the company?
The company.
The company, okay. We're a firm called Aspect Holidays. We've got properties right across Cornwall, over 250 now. The whole range, right from the high-end luxury properties, cottages, coastal coves, you know, near golf resorts, the whole spectrum. So we're offering right through high quality. We've just had a whole new website built, so it's a really progressive company. We're doing really well. It's good.
Fantastic. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll leave you guys to get your heads together so you can talk to your contestants.
All right.
So let me just explain to you once again the challenge this evening. The contestants were given £10. They had to go and buy stuff here locally today in the food hall. They've got the bags, they brought them in here tonight. The chefs have only just seen the ingredients. They now have 20 minutes to prepare a meal.
Just pick the floppy leaves
20
off.
minutes to prepare
Just a
something which you would
little
normally
pile.
find in their restaurant. Artie, would you like to swap
leeks.
anything?
Just a little shredded up.
Well, yeah, it's
Just
nice
up.
ingredients too, but
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm very happy with these ones as well.
Same
So
with
yeah,
those.
we're good. We're good. We'll stick with it.
Okay, Nick, one last question
keep
for you
that-
before
go
you...
with that for a minute, and then we'll come back.
Yeah, get the cheese cut up and then.
Nick, would you like to swap any ingredients?
Right.
Swap any ingredients?
Oh, see, it was not going to happen, but if you could, would you?
Not really, no.
Excellent. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, can I please ask you to start counting down with me? 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start cooking. So what's happening on stage at the moment? Lots of chopping.
Yeah.
Lots of preparing. I have to say that's the quickest way I've ever seen a potato to be peeled. So, Lynn, obviously you're cooking under pressure this evening. Do you normally cook under pressure at home?
No, no, not at all. I give myself plenty of time.
Have you ever cooked with these ingredients that you've got here?
Oh, yes, yeah, I have, yeah.
What sort of thing did you prepare then?
Well, I put shallots into vegetable dishes. I use, when I roast vegetables in the oven, I use lots of these bits and pieces. Leeks, I use an awful lot in soup. Spring onions, we call them scallions. Salads and soups and various other dishes.
I have to admit, those shallots are smelling lovely. Absolutely lovely this evening. So, we'll head over to Artie now and see what exactly Ross is up to. So, are you used to doing this?
Yeah, well, not chopping cheese up this small, usually. I tend to have it on crackers, if I'm honest. Yeah, I've been told to chop it up as small as I can, so at my finger's peril, I'm going for it.
The smell of that cheese is inviting, isn't it?
It is awesome, isn't it? I was really recommending this goat's cheese, and it smells delightful. It really is.
And so, obviously, some of these ingredients sat here in front of you. Have you cooked with this sort of stuff before?
Yeah, looking around, most of it's familiar. I couldn't quite name all of it, but I'm sure I've eaten it at one stage or another. Yeah, it looks good. Flavours, loads of flavours of herbs here and the fresh veg. Yeah, so I wish my fridge looked like this most of the time. Yeah, I'm excited. Let's say that.
Excellent. Well, I'll leave you to carry on chopping. Artie, just talk us through what exactly you're doing.
Yeah, well, just got liquid on to make a fondue with the cheese up there. We're going to put that in a roast tomato.
Lovely, that's perfect.
I'm just doing this first bit of fish. What I'm going to do is cook this, what we call en paupiette. So we're going to wrap it up in a nice little bag and steam it off in the oven. So we need to get that in reasonably sharpish. So we're going to do that a second. Then the other two fillets can be pan fried with a nice sauce. All I'm trying to do is trying to marry in this cheese as much as possible.
Yeah.
Just building the flavours up, trying to keep the fish still, to incorporate this strong cheese into this fish, which is the tricky part.
Obviously, you've got these strong flavours. Does that add to the pressure to you this evening?
Well, no, you just got to think about how you're going to go about it and sort of like try and bring it all together in some way, really. So,
okay.
That's cool. Working on the vegetable thing, we're going to put some nice veggies and some aromatics in here, let it all steam through, basically.
Now, I have to admit, this is the one thing that really fascinates me about chefs, is the ability to be able to chop things like that so quickly. Have you ever lost any bits of your finger?
Well, I've lost a few bits before, yeah, obviously, you know. So that's the way it goes. Like, got some garlic there, mate. There we are.
I'll leave Artie to his cooking.
Right.
So Nick, that's smelling lovely already.
Yeah, the fish, like I said, is literally like cooks like a piece of meat, so it needs to go on fairly quickly. The skin is really robust, so we hit it skin side, and that seals in the flavour. We're going to keep this pan moving right through the dish as well, because basically we want all the flavour to stay in that pan.
Just peeled
so
you
rather
out
than swap pans, we're going to keep this We're going to cook the lemon, again bringing the flavour in. We got the potatoes, which will give it the carbohydrate, the base of it. Yeah. They're in there as well. So this is now all going to go in the oven.
Okay. Well, just to let you know, there's just over 15 minutes to go now. As you can see, those first 5 minutes have just flown by.
This needs to go in the oven on 10 minutes.
Lots of chopping going on over here.
This needs to go in the oven on 10 minutes. I'll leave you in charge of that, all right?
And do you have any kind of real signature dishes that you really do love tasting? Not cooking, but the ones that really...
Well, there's 5 minutes gone, so...
Not really. I like to try different things whenever we go out. Always try something different and then try and find a recipe that's as close as possible to it and have a go.
Okay.
Just keep your eye on that. Come this side. Keep your eye on that. We're going to put it on a nice gentle heat. Yeah. You just need to watch that. Keep it nice and make
so
sure
14 minutes on the clock now.
If we need more cheese, we'll put more cheese in. Drop of cream. Yeah, take a spoon here. That's all we got. Just go gentle with it.
So let's find Lynn's husband again. He's looking very nervous over here. So obviously, you've seen what's going on stage. Have you ever seen her working quite so quick in the kitchen?
She's never looked so much under pressure before. I tend to avoid the kitchen when she's cooking, give her plenty of time, and I've never been disappointed, but I think she's under a bit of pressure tonight.
Do you think the pressure would help her though?
Oh, I think so, yeah. She does work well under pressure. At work, she reacts well, so I think she'll be fine.
All right, that's brilliant on that. Yeah.
And when it comes to cooking this sort of thing, are you ever brought into the kitchen to do all the chopping, the preparing, the dishwashing, all that sort of thing?
No, I wash up afterwards and fill the dishwasher. That's about my limit.
So you're chief taster then?
Absolutely.
Excellent. Well, we'll get you up on stage a little bit later to try it out this evening.
So that's had all the fish cooking, so we're going to use that as our sauce. Right, so
that's right. So the person who was supporting Ross has disappeared. I'm going to come and sit over here a second.
That's right, it'll all mix in the end.
So how do you think he's doing so far?
He's doing very well. Very well. He's very confident, but not too...
Right, I think we're going to go for...
He's just good.
Are you Ross's boss?
Yes, I am.
So if he doesn't do well this evening, are there going to be words in the office on Monday?
Well, no, he's under orders. If he wins the champagne, it's got to be shared.
Again, we'll start thinking about...
Excellent. Ross, no extra pressure, okay? No extra pressure.
So if we put that one there...
So, ladies and gents, obviously you've got your red and your green cards. You've seen about 6-7 minutes worth of cooking already.
Get rid of that now.
How do you think they're getting on? Is Nick going to do it tonight?
We wouldn't normally.
Green cards, anybody? Or is it going to be Artie again this year? Pretty even spread so far. I tell you what, ladies and gents, if you are supporting Nick this evening, give us a bit of a cheer. And if you're supporting Artie this evening, give us a bit of a cheer. That's not a bad cheer there.
That's all right, eh? Very good indeed.
So
what exactly are you doing now, Nick?
I've got the sauce that's going on there.
Get some more cheese in there.
So that's had all the fish cooking off.
Bring it over here.
Everything else, that's been great. So all the flavours stayed in that pan. Then I've flamed it with just some white wine and heat
one,
the pan.
Get some more cheese in there, chop it really small,
right? We'll cut over here, spring onions. We've got the kale that's been prepared. We've got some parmesan over there. The garnish is been started. So, you know, we're not looking too bad, actually.
Okay, you've got about 11 minutes left now.
2 minutes, count, all right?
So I tell you what, let's just come down here. Betty, don't disappear. Betty Stoggs this evening from Skinner's Brewery. How you doing?
Oh, doing well. Hey, smelling handsome in here, isn't it?
What do you think to what the chefs are doing up there this evening?
Well, I've been eyeing up the chef. I don't know what he's cooking this night.
Right.
Which one have you been eyeing up?
I can tell him.
Which one?
It's got to be that one over there.
Artie. Artie, you're on a promise later. Betty Stoggs.
As long as he gets a beer in, we'll be all right.
I'll tell you what, he's looking a bit dangerous with that knife, isn't it?
So you're fundraising this evening?
Collecting for the Cornish Children's Hospice.
Lovely job. So, ladies and gents, if you've got any spare change this evening, Betty Stoggs wandering around at the moment, collecting for Children's Hospice South West. So, if you've got any money, stick it in the bucket this evening, going to a very, very worthy cause. So, sir, you're sat here watching. What do you think?
Impressive. Absolutely impressive.
Excellent. Right. Just coming up to half time now in the challenge, so about 10 minutes left, guys. So that sauce is coming on there, Nick.
Yeah, blue cheese has gone in the sauce. Leeks and blue cheese is a classic. Strangely enough, if we'd had an oily, like a mackerel or something, it would have been revolting.
Flame, mate, right?
Because of the type of fish,
It's got to get in the oven.
it'll work quite well because the fish is so meaty. So,
Well,
you know, we use cheddars and a lot in cooking, so blue cheese is fine.
How hard is it to keep an eye on it to make sure it doesn't catch? Is that something you really have to keep an eye on?
Yeah, we need, you need sort of a couple, your peripheral vision, you need to be keeping an eye, but yeah, it's I suppose experience as well, isn't it, that you have an idea of the way things cook and the types of heat and everything else.
I'll tell you, I'll move out your way,
yeah.
so I'll leave you cracking on there. So Lynn, I'll just come and stand behind you. You're watching Nick in action here this evening. It's got to be quite impressive, that, isn't it?
It's very impressive to be so close up. Very.
Obviously, we're about halfway through, we're over halfway through now on the challenge. Are you confident of walking away with the top prize this evening?
Oh, I think we're fairly confident, yeah.
Little touch of white wine
Excellent.
in there, mate.
Now, let's go back over to this side.
There you go, all right, try that. Shake that one for me, is it hot?
Do you know, I really don't want to interrupt to these guys because of the amount of work that's going on and it's quite frantic.
That's okay, mate, you're all right.
I'll remind you of those prizes that these guys are going to win in a second. So, Ross, what exactly are you doing there?
Sorry, mate, what was that?
What exactly are you doing?
I'm making some cheesy fondue-ness. I'm also going to watch this onion here because it's going to go in a sec.
Cheesy fondue-ness.
Cheesy fondue-ness, that's the technical term.
Excellent. Now, Artie, one quick question.
Yeah.
You just stuck your hand in a hot pan. Is that
No, it was only semi-hot, like, you know.
Okay, I'm guessing as a chef you get used to that, don't
Yeah,
you?
of course you do, yeah. It's something we do all the time. I draw a line at a deep fat fryer, really.
Right, 8 minutes to go, folks. 8 minutes to go.
Okay. Cool.
So let's remind you of those prizes that these chefs are going. These contestants will walk away with this evening if their chef actually wins tonight.
Okay.
So it's dinner for two at the winning chef's restaurant, plus a bottle of champagne. And also, for the loser this evening, there's another bottle of champagne. So, Ross, I think your job is pretty safe. Whatever happens, you're going to walk away with a bottle of champagne. So, yes, Ross does have a job when he goes back. Don't forget, Betty Stoggs still wandering around collecting for Children's Hospice South West this evening. So, like I said earlier, if you've got any spare change, please do stick it in the bucket this evening. Those raffle tickets still up for sale up at the back of the marquee. Prizes are a meal for two at the Cove, a meal for two at St Michael's, a bottle of champagne from St Austell Brewery and a Cornish food hamper. Those raffle tickets are for sale up at the back there, and there's also people wandering around this evening holding up tickets, and they're in the middle of the room over there now. Just under 7 minutes left. This is where things start to get a little bit more hectic. Don't forget, coming up after the Hot Chef Challenge this evening, we got the Falmouth Soul Sensations. They're going to be on stage here for you, performing some great music. If you've never heard the Falmouth Soul Sensations before, A, where have you been? And B, they're absolutely brilliant. So they'll be on stage in around, it's about half an hour to 45 minutes time. And that's also, just before that though, we'll be drawing out the raffle prizes for this evening. 6 minutes on the clock now, gents. 6 minutes. And lady, of course. So coming up tomorrow for you from the Oyster Festival, we've got the craft and food stalls. They'll be opening at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. At 11:45, there's a cookery demonstration from Fiona Weir from the Greenbank Hotel. There's live music then between 1 and 2 from Darla. There's a cookery demonstration of Nick Hodges once again. He'll be on stage tomorrow afternoon between 2 and 3. There's an oyster shucking competition between 3 and 4. And then live music from Black Rock Jazz between 4 and 5. 5 and 6 tomorrow, you've got a fish kitching. And then the Pearl of Africa Choir will be on the stage tomorrow evening. So lots of events happening over the next 2 days here down at Event Square. So do come along, check out all of the things that are going to be happening. Obviously, not all of them are quite as pressured as this evening. And just to let you know, 5 minutes remaining on the clock. 5 minutes on the clock.
If you could help me just by clearing everything that way, that would be great.
So Nick, how are you coping? Are you going to be able to do this in 5 minutes?
Yeah, no, we're good.
Yeah, no, I should pop these in the oven.
We've got sauce, we've got kale and spring onions steaming under that lid. We've got some roasted tomatoes, we've got some pok choy, glazed onions. We've got little galette potatoes, roasted fennel, roasted shallots, the baked ling, you can see that's cooked lovely now. So we'll keep that up now, that's fine. And then the scallops, I can't put the scallops in until, we'll put them in at 3 minutes. If you can give me a shout at 3 minutes, that'll be about right.
3 minutes
we're just
then.
starting to clean down
so
now.
we can do, Ross,
and then we'll
take this
start
stuff here, right? Pull it off the stock like that.
I need to keep the heat in this pan.
Get
those
onto the board.
going.
Well, there's 4 minutes left on the clock.
4 minutes on the clock, mate. Let's go. I want 3 of them, that's all right.
So, Lynn, how are you getting on?
Yeah.
You're under orders now, I'm guessing.
Pardon?
Are you under orders now? Should I leave you alone?
Yeah, I've got to move quickly.
Okay, I'll leave Lynn to it.
Yeah.
Are you in charge of presentation?
Hell no.
I'm going to put it on this big board.
And stop distracting me, there's only 3 minutes left to go. No, I'm fine. I'm just preparing the fresh veg here. I didn't even know you could do this. But...
Do you feel under more pressure now that your boss is over there?
Yeah, I think so. I think I would quite like to be sitting at a table with a beer in my hand right now. But as it is, no, I've singed all the hairs off the back of my hand, nearly sliced off my fingertips, yeah, I'm good to go. That's good to go now, Chef.
Is it? Cool. Excellent. Bit of this kale, if you could, please, mate.
3 minutes left on the clock. 3 minutes left on the clock.
Cool.
The smells from back here, I tell you what, are pretty amazing. So, we've also got Artie here from the Cove Restaurant, Nick from the Flying Fish at St Michael's Hotel.
Yeah, that'll be about right.
They're doing an amazing job here at the moment. Nick now plating up.
The big pan there, yeah.
2.5 minutes remaining.
2.5 minutes.
Nick, obviously, Artie's got quite a support here tonight.
Yeah, the Falmouth Mafia.
And obviously, you've got supporters out there in the crowd.
Yeah,
they believe in you tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. No, Artie's been, Artie's been in right at the forefront of Falmouth food and us, getting the reputation. So he deserves everything he gets. No, it's we started this because we're best mates and we wanted to, really sort of help the festival grow. And if we've done that, then we're successful.
Less than 2 minutes now on the clock. Less than 2 minutes. So 90 seconds left. So Artie, how exactly are you cooking the greens there?
The greens are just sweating down, nice bit of seasoning, olive oil. That's the base for the fish. We've got some herbs going into the sauce. That's ready. Nice little bit of that.
I think he's just doing that to show off now. Okay.
You got a spoon there, right?
1 minute remaining. Okay, ladies and gents, this is where you need to get involved. I need your support for these guys up on stage. So
All right.
come on, let's have a cheer for Artie. 45 seconds left on the clock. Let's have a cheer for Nick.
Tomato. Where's the tomato? See half a tomato?
Well, hang on a second. I think the tables are turned here now.
Where's your fondue? Yeah.
30 seconds remaining. 30 seconds remaining. The final touch has now been added to these plates. 20 seconds on the clock. So we'll start that countdown in a few minutes' time. In fact, Nick has finished already. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And stop cooking.
Take it out to the side there.
Right, Nick, I'm going to start with you.
Yeah.
How do you feel that went?
It was a bit better than I did last year.
So,
the technical word for me last year was crap.
technical word was, okay, lovely. One of those words that I'm not allowed to say on BBC Radio Cornwall.
Oh, sorry.
Right, so talk me through what exactly you've got here. Lynn, come in here. So what exactly have you done here?
We've tried to incorporate the key elements were the blue cheese and the ling. The scallops are fairly easy, really. That's an easy one.
Happy with that?
So, roasting the ling gave it more of a sort of meaty flavour. With the potatoes, we put the autumn cabbages. We've used the roasted fennel. Basically, you know, that is for me. That's an autumn dish.
I'll tell you what, I'm just going to hold this up so you can all see that without actually trying to make it all fall over. So, round of applause, please, for Nick. I have to admit that when I cook, it just all ends up on the plate and a slop. And, you know, I can spend ages trying to put it all together, but I can never make something look like that. Lynn, how do you feel?
I think it looks fantastic. Really, really tasty. Hopefully we'll win on that.
Have you learnt anything? Are you going to go home and try this?
I've learnt lots, yeah, lots. A few more ingredients. I don't tend to use some of the vegetables, but certainly give it a go.
I tell you what, we'll actually check with your husband to make sure that she's going to try this, all right? So he's a very happy man this evening. Very happy man. Right, Artie.
Okay, what we got is a difficult thing to incorporate that smoked cheese in. So what we do, we sort of like eat this way and go work our way around. What I've done is just like smoked salmon. I've enhanced it with a nice little spicy dressing, a little bit of sugars, fragrant herbs, some chilli, some ginger. So that's all. And then we've done a little bit of red mullet cooked on paupiette, which is in the bag. So we put it all in the bag with some nice vegetables, like you said, some mushrooms, some garlic, some peppers, some spinach, some wine, some butter, and it's all gone into that bag. We've closed the bag up and cooked that in the oven. So it's steamed all within itself. That should be really nice and flavoursome. Then we go to the mullet itself, which we've just pan-seared. I've kept that really simple, on nice local kale, cooked well. That should all eat as natural flavours. And then to get your blue cheese in there, we've made a little tomato fondue. So we've roasted off the tomato. We've put the two cheeses with a little bit of white wine, a little bit of fish stock to buy them in, and I put some smoked salmon and some tarragon in there as well to try and tie up the dish. So that's our fondue. We've got some little vegetables to dip in it there as well. Some little vegetable sticks to dip in that. All right, so that's what we've done.
So, Ross, how confident are you that you could recreate that?
I'm not particularly confident, I have to say. I'd give it a good crack. I think this idea here of wrapping it up and steaming it in the oven, I think that's just brilliant. I mean, if I steam anything, it's always over a pan. I suppose you lose so much flavour that you can't infuse things with all the flavours you put in there. It's all cooked in one package. That's awesome. And there's the little cheese thing here. I've just noticed on top of the fish. This kind of like nesty cheese thing is just, yeah, cool. Brilliant. I couldn't do it, but I could give it a go.
So, Artie, how much of a challenge was this for you?
Yeah, massive. Tying the dish in so it works was the biggest challenge, and sort of 20 minutes is always a challenge, but I'm very happy with the result, and that should eat really well with the fish stock and the white wine in with the cheese, so I think we can get away with smoked cheese with the fish there.
Let's go back to my maths. You're 3-2 in the lead.
Okay, yeah.
You won last year.
Yep, I did, yeah.
Can you do it again this year?
Well,
Do you think you can now?
I think it's a good enough dish. Yeah, definitely.
I've got a question for you lot. Do you think Artie has done enough to win it this year? I'll tell you what, here's the dish. It's for those of you who would like to have a quick look. Confidence there from Artie. Have you done enough this year, Nick?
That's one of the better dishes I've done in the sort of all five we've done. So I mean, I'm happy. I've done the best I can do with that.
Okay, what about your supporters though? Do you think Nick is going to do it tonight? Now, we've got the all-important bit now to do, which is the tasting. Okay, so we're going to start off. So, shall we have a bit of a tasting going on? And I'll tell you what, we'll invite up some members of your supporters to join us on stage. So I'll go and grab your husband. And we'll actually give this a bit of a try this evening. Come on then, sir. Right. This is the best bit of the evening for you guys, because you get to try this. Now, first of all, your first impressions looking at that.
It's absolutely fantastic. I take my hat off to these guys. Very well done.
Excellent. Right. Would you like to go and take your place around by your good lady? Which one of your supporters should I bring up?
How you doing?
Do you want the gaffer?
Right.
It's got to be Jenny. Come on, Jenny.
Jenny, he's after brownie points here in the office. So Jenny, just come over here a second.
Oh, yeah.
Take a look at that.
It looks absolutely lovely. Well done.
Excellent. Well, I'll tell you what, we'll take you around that side and you can join Ross over there. Yeah, so this is the best bit of the evening for us lot. We get to try this.
Oh, yeah, you all right?
So, let's start off with your dish, Nick. Let's... come on then, in you come. Let's grab a fork each.
No worries. That's a tough one, that. That was good.
Where should I start?
That's right.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'd probably start from the middle and come out.
Okay.
Yeah, to be honest.
I'll let you go in first. Ladies first, of course. Do you know, I absolutely hate doing this job. Let's give this a go.
Yeah, it does cook like chicken, yeah.
Yeah, it's good, eh? I thought we put that on a touch late. We got away with it. So
You cheapskate. Lynn's husband has just told me that it's Lynn's birthday tomorrow, and this saves him buying a meal.
Even to the little roasted onions and all, you know.
I'll tell you what, that fish is fantastic.
Brilliant, good.
That is really, really fantastic.
Good.
Do you know what, we're keeping these guys waiting. Look at them, they're like this. Let me at the food, let me at the food. So, Jenny, I'll just let you finish your... Sorry, Lynn, I'll just let you finish your mouthful. Describe it to me.
Oh, no, it's good, but good work in there.
Oh, luscious. Can't think of another word at the moment. Very tasty.
And how would you describe it?
There's an amazing mix of cheese with the fish that you wouldn't think would work, but it tastes absolutely gorgeous.
Excellent. I'll tell you, I'll leave you tucking into that. This is the moment of truth.
It is indeed.
Right, have you guys got forks?
We've got spoons there. You got forks over there? They've only got spoons there. You got any spare forks over here?
Let's grab some spare forks. Just
Should we
grab
get
some
your
of these
fork
from
out?
over here.
Yeah.
There you guys.
There you go. There's...
Yeah.
So, tuck on in. Where's the best place to start on this plate?
Well, I think you can start with the salmon, really, and kind of like work your way around the plate this way.
This is almost like 4 dishes in one.
Yeah, it's a bit of a taster plate, really, I suppose, which is a nice thing to do. So there's massive with different flavours in there, so should work very well.
Nice to see Ross is a gentleman and letting the lady go first.
Go on, crack on in.
So, Ross, describe it to me. What's it like?
Let me just clear my name first. I was told to go first. No, it's excellent. Really, really good. I've just gone for the smoked salmon. and with the chili and the lemon. Is that dill in there? Is it dill?
There's a bit of dill, bit of aromatic herbs, yeah.
Yeah, there's that's what I've had so far, but that is, oh yeah, so powerful, so flavoursome. Really nice.
I'll tell you what, let's give this salmon a bit of a try then. So what exactly have you done to this salmon?
The salmon's just been marinated with a little bit of chilli, ginger, garlic. What else I put in there? Lime juice, lemon juice, a few aromatic herbs. So we're just trying to lift the flavour of the salmon as much as we can. And that will lift through the saltiness sometimes you get with the smoked salmon. That should lift that all out.
Have you tried? Okay. I'll tell you what, I have to try that fondue as well, so I'm going to just try a bit of the sauce.
Nice.
Now, I think it's only fair, because we've tried your chef's dishes, I think that we should swap places and try the others.
You tried a bit of everything?
Total agreement on this side. Go and tuck in, I think.
Go and tuck in.
So, Artie, come over here. Whilst they're tucking into the dish that you prepared, what do you think to what Nick's done there?
Yeah, nice, very nice indeed. I mean, the ling's lovely fish, lovely fish. Scallops, everyone loves scallops, eh? So that's a nice plate of food, eh? It is.
Okay, let's head over to this side. Go and tuck in. Yeah, go and tuck in. Head over there and tuck into that one. Nick, what do you reckon to what Artie's done?
Artie always cooks lovely food. I'm not saying that, you know. Artie's
yeah, it's nice.
Artie's always had great. His flavours are amazing.
Not as good as that one, but it's nice.
A lot of chefs cook pretty food and it doesn't taste that great. Artie's food always tastes good. That's why he's got a busy restaurant.
Excellent. Right. So, as you can see, these two guys are very good friends. They work together. Even though they're in competition business-wise, they work together. And I have to say that the feeling on this stage at the moment is slightly nervous. So I think it's time to vote. So on our red side today.
We swap sides on the other way.
I tell you what, you guys can swap sides, swap back a minute. Otherwise I'm going to get confused. So for the red team today, we've got Artie and Ross. And for the green team, we've got Nick and Lynn. On the count of three, I'd like to see your cards. 1, 2, 3. Okay, green cards up and red down. A minute. Now swap them over, so red up, green down. Do you know what? This is really hard to call. Really hard to call. Okay, we're going to do it on noise. We're going to do this on noise. If it's a red team. Come on, a little bit more. Okay then. Is it our green team? Do you know what? I'm not just saying this. This is actually really, really even. I've got an earpiece in, so I'm going to take that out, and I'm going to want you to shout again. Is it red team? Okay then. What about the green team? All right, can I have an official decision? Because I'm not quite sure. Do you know what? I think this year, the winners this year, the Hot Chefs Challenge are Nick Hodges in the green team! Congratulations, Nick.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah.
3 apiece.
Keep him happy.
Yeah, I was trying to fall behind a bit, but I had a good. A lot of it is what's in the bag.
Well done, mate.
You know, Lynn obviously knew about flavours and food, so I had a sort of head start there. The larder that we brought together suited what I had, so I sort of saw the dish straight away, whereas in years before I had no idea. So I could sort of see where my timing was, and
good.
yeah,
It's
it was
always
good.
good for a
So
change. Never mind,
it's good that Lynn brought some key products for me.
Lynn, how do you feel? You have won. Let me just bring up my prizes. You've won a meal for 4 at the Nick's restaurant, the Flying Fish. So congratulations, and
That's good.
also
Hope you don't
you've
say
won
anyway.
a bottle of champagne, which we will present to you in a few moments'
Yeah,
time.
it's lovely, eh?
Now this means your husband doesn't have to take you out for a meal, does it?
Certainly does.
Now, I know it's rude to ask a lady her age, but dare I?
59.
59. Ladies and gentlemen, give Lynn a big round of applause for her 59th birthday tomorrow. So, Artie, commiserations.
Yeah, no problem. It's excellent, excellent 2 plates of food, and that's the most important thing.
Now, the thing I love is the fact that Ross was telling us about how much of an appetite he has, and he's still tucking in.
Well, yeah, he's got to keep going, isn't he? You know, expect him to eat the most of it.
Excellent. Ross, obviously, you didn't win. What was it like taking part in this challenge, though?
Awesome, yeah, really good experience. I learned a lot from Martin. That's a short 20 minutes. Just watching him prepare, just the speed he whips around at, this is remarkable. Yeah, fantastic. I mean, you can create that in 20 minutes. That would take me an hour and a half easy. So,
Lovely bottle of champagne.
pretty good. Yeah, cheers, Andy.
Cool, mate. No problem.
Excellent. Well, once again, big congratulations to Nick.
Thank you, yeah, and thank you for everybody coming again. It's always a really good night, so thank you all for coming.
So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, give a big round of applause for our winners this evening, Nick and Lynn.
Well done, guys.
Okay, that's it for our Hot Chefs Challenge this evening. I tell you what, these guys are going to tuck into the food that's up here. Don't forget, coming up after we clear this stage in a minute, so once all this food's gone, you've got the Falmouth Soul Sensations. He'll be here to play you through until a lot later on this evening. On behalf of the chefs, though, and myself, my name's Jamie Reid from BBC Radio Cornwall. Thank you very much for joining us for the Hot Chef Challenge this evening. Thank you very much, and good night.